You can argue the Eagles' biggest flaw last season was coaching down the stretch, and while adding a bunch of fresh talent this offseason will make the coach's job a lot easier, the Birds front office just went a step further as it was confirmed just how much power Kellen Moore was given to remake Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the entire Eagles offense. Plus, we finally have a good look at Bryce Huff, and Nolan Smith looks even more jacked than before. I'm Thomas Mott, this is the Thomas Mott Show. It was a very busy 4th of July weekend for Eagle players both on and off the football field, and starting with the off-the-field variety, how about safety Reed Blakenship getting engaged to his girlfriend Elsa Schaefer on the 4th of July? Schaefer, who Instagram shows is a kindergarten teacher, first posted with Blakenship on 4th of July last year, so I guess happy 1-year anniversary and happy engagement to the Eagles safety. Drop a like down below for the ghost getting engaged. We can get 1,000 likes for Reed Blakenship getting engaged, right? Come on, it's a big deal. Hopefully he has a big season as well. Also, speaking of off the football field, how about Eagles D-tackle Fletcher showing off his dramatic post-retirement weight loss in this picture he shared on his IG, where he was bluefin tuna fishing over the weekend. I guess Cox no longer needs to maintain his 310-pound playing weight if he's just going to be fighting tuna instead of offensive linemen going forward. Now, in terms of on the football field, we got a little quick glimpse at the next era of Eagle, hopefully great pass rushers, starting with Nolan Smith, who was spotted working out on the football field with Colts edge rusher Kwity Paye over the weekend, via defensive line coach Eddie McGilveren's Instagram story. Smith's been putting in a bunch of work this offseason, and clearly, at least according to this picture, has bulked up dramatically, and has a lot of his teammates, including Darius Slay, seemingly pretty excited about the sophomore year for the former UGA star.
He looks a lot different this year, and one thing I can say about Nolan, ever since I met Nolan, he only know one speed, so he one of the guys you got to watch out for your own self, because he hit teammates and everybody. So even in practice, man, he's the guy that's gonna run to the ball from the, all coaches from the D line, 10 yards. He not 10-yard guy. He more like, I'm trying to see ball, get ball. So he gonna be a special year, man, for him this year, man. Especially after him running behind Hassan all year. I think it'll be very special.
We also finally got some workout footage of new edge rusher Bryce Huff over the weekend, thanks to friend of the channel and awesome videographer Jimmy Brown, when he posted these workout videos of Huff on his Instagram. For one, Bryce Huff looks pretty beefy here and also seems very motivated. That's, goes without saying. But he has been kind of the forgotten signing this offseason, in my opinion. Not because he's been underwhelming or anything, but mainly due to the fact the Eagles have hardly featured him in any of their social media videos from OTAs or minicamp, and very few reporters actually mentioned his name when the Birds were on the practice field a couple of weeks ago. Now, sure, the pads being off makes it pretty hard to gauge just how good he's going to be, but if he can duplicate anything close to last year's success with the Jets, Huff's going to become a household name very quickly, not just in Philadelphia, but hopefully around the rest of the league. Now, I think the big news over the weekend is, of course, the fresh ESPN update on Jalen Hurts, Kellen Moore, and Saquon Barkley. But first, let's announce the winner of the Saquon Barkley Nike Kelly Green t-shirt, and that is going to be Rudy Hassel PMP. Rudy, congratulations. Go down below in my description box. You'll see the full details on what email to send your little screenshot of you signed into your YouTube account to verify it's you. Send me your size to that email as well, and I will get your t-shirt sent out to you ASAP. Now, we had over 1,000 people enter into this giveaway, so a lot of people didn't win. Let's give away another Nike Kelly Green t-shirt, this time the Jalen Hurts variety, to one lucky subscriber. Do that first, and then go down below and comment Hurts in the comment section of this video to get entered. I'll give away that t-shirt on next week's video. Now, it wouldn't be an Eagles offseason week without another non-Eagles reporter spreading falsehoods about Jalen Hurts, as Chris Carlin was quoted saying, quote, Jalen Hurts has got a problem here, and it's not stuff on the field. I worked in Philadelphia. I know the town pretty well. There were some things going on there with Hurts in that locker room in terms of guys not loving how he handled himself after they went to the Super Bowl and after he got paid. There were some fences for Jalen Hurts to mend in that locker room. The talent level is fantastic. I worry about that being a situation that can blow up at any moment, and I think if it does, it's gonna get ugly. Now, instead of taking the time to disprove another very vague Jalen was bad in the locker room report, which Chris Carlin worked in Philadelphia when Hurts wasn't here, so that already makes it a little bit iffy. Either way, how about I just counter with this report from Bleeding Green Nation over the weekend that said, quote, what is encouraging, according to multiple sources in and around the team, is that Jalen Hurts is far more vocal and is putting his stamp on the 2024 Eagles. And that coincides really well with the main highlight of today's show, and that is the new ESPN Jeremy Fowler report on Jalen Hurts, on Kellen Moore, Saquon Barkley, and them all coming together in a really special way. Although, can I just say that no one with an actual functioning brain really thinks there's any sort of problem inside the Eagles locker room, or Jalen Hurts and his teammates are going to have some sort of mega fallout. No, this team is very, very close. Everyone keeps saying that. It's not just the BGN report. It's not just Jeremy Fowler a couple weeks ago. And it's not just the actual players themselves during press conferences. Hurts has always been a great leader, but it definitely seems like this season he's taking the extra steps to make sure there's zero doubt from the Chris Carlins of the world that he is in fact QB1, leader one, and a great teammate in Philadelphia. Now, keeping with the good vibes, how about another Jeremy Fowler report, again, from this past weekend, this time on Nick Sirianni, saying, quote, "I'm hearing that Nick Sirianni, the head coach, is trusting Kellen Moore big time to make it all work out. To blend the principles of the past offense, the things that Jalen Hurts likes, the dual threat ability, play action, mix in with Moore's offense, and sprinkle in something for the new offense that got stagnant and static late in the year." Now, we've heard this other places as well, but all these reports point to the fact that Sirianni has indeed given the offensive reins over to Kellen Moore and made it Moore's job to build, run, and call the Eagles offense in 2024. Although it's not like Sirianni is completely hands-off from the Eagles offense, as Fowler noted that they are taking the best parts of past offenses, which, yes, include things that Sirianni himself did implement, with the goal to create a modern NFL offense that's not just RPO-based, but includes play action, running from under center, and yes, having Jalen Hurts do what Jalen Hurts does best, and that is create plays with both his legs and his arm down the football field. Which, if you're still kind of wondering what Kellen Moore's offense is going to look like, how about this video of Kellen Moore himself explaining from a few years back exactly his goals pre-snap and during a play.
We're still trying to manipulate and challenge the defense. Okay, so let's use a motion. Okay. Now Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, they're got okay. Fit just changed, right? Okay, they got to adjust. Okay, now we're going to Z flock it. Okay, great example. What's this nickel doing? He's challenged, right? This is a never-ending challenge, okay? Do I travel with the motion? Do I not? He kind of gets stuck in between. He's not really sure what to do. Okay, they're one short. And we throw the deep over. Okay, in the second level, the backer level is a little bit compromised, right? Okay, they didn't handle the motion. We throw it to a Boise State Bronco, get a touchdown. Off the same presentation, basically, we're going to Y hustle, force the defense to bump. Now we're going to flock. Okay, obviously run sometimes have to be adjusted there. We loop out. Okay, now what do they got? They got a nickel and a backer, both taking the flat. Okay, here comes the late chief route, becoming a late outlet here.
And if there's anyone still hesitating about Nick Sirianni being the head coach of the current Eagles roster, let's at least acknowledge the fact that this happened back in 2022. Nick Sirianni gave the reins over to Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen became the main play caller. He ran the entire offense. He was given the keys to the castle, and the Birds went all the way to the Super Bowl, should have won the Super Bowl, and no one seemed to really care about Nick Sirianni's sideline antics or the fact that he wasn't really the head coach in terms of calling plays. Now, I'm not saying I've completely forgiven Nick Sirianni for what was a horrific head coaching performance late last season, but the 2022 season alone gives him the right to, I think, prove doubters wrong this year. With Kellen Moore running the offense, the sky seems to be the limit for Hurts, for Sirianni, and a whole bunch more Birds. You're probably going to see a lot of Saquon Barkley talking to people around the league. They believe he's going to have a massive impact because he's never had a supporting cast like this. He's running behind that Forest Giants offensive line for years now. He's got studs and all pros ahead of him, a ton of weapons. He's going to go get the ball a lot. And by a lot, I hope the Eagle backs, including Saquon Barkley, get a lot more touches than they did in 12 games last year, where all running backs combined had less than 30 carries. Which, of course, helped defenses not only tee off on Hurts in the pass rush, but focus in on A.J. Brown the second half of the year and really slow down Dallas Goedert as well. Kellen Moore's whole new offense, plus Saquon Barkley becoming a focal point, should really not only end up in a lot of scoring, but also make Jalen Hurts' life a lot easier, which should get the media office back and overall create a much more, I don't know if the word's healthy, but let's just say it, healthy environment for the entire Eagles organization heading into the 2024 season. Now, training camp is fast approaching. We got plenty more stuff happening until July 23rd when the players actually report. Go and hit that subscribe button. Very close to 55,000 subs. And of course, if you want to get in on the Jalen Hurts t-shirt giveaway, comment Hurts down below in the comment section. Be subscribed as well. We'll give that away at sometime during next week's show, maybe Monday or Tuesday. That kind of is TBD, but get your entries in right now. I'm Thomas Mott. On a Monday, this has been the Thomas Mott Show.